Close your eyes for a second and think about every time you failed. The moments that made you feel embarrassed, defeated, or not good enough. Now here's the truth that will change how you see your entire life. Those moments weren't pushing you away from success. They were secretly pushing you toward it. What if I told you the very thing you're trying to avoid is the reason some people rise while others stay stuck? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never see failure the same way again. Most people grow up believing a lie so deeply rooted that they never question it. A lie whispered by society, reinforced by school systems, family expectations, and social media highlights. The lie is this: success and failure are opposites, that if you fail, you are moving away from success. That failure is a sign you're not good enough, not smart enough, not meant for greatness. But here's the truth nobody tells you, and once you see it, it changes how you live forever. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the path to it, the same road, the same direction, the same journey. The only difference is that failure is the part of the journey that most people are too afraid to walk. Think about this deeply. Every time you try something new, something meaningful, something that actually matters, there is uncertainty. And where there is uncertainty, there is risk. And where there is risk, failure is possible. Not because you are weak, but because you are human. Failure doesn't appear when you're doing nothing. It appears when you're brave enough to act, when you step forward instead of staying comfortable, when you choose growth over safety. That alone should tell you something powerful. Failure is evidence that you are moving, not stuck. Imagine learning how to walk as a child. No one ever told you if you fall, it means walking isn't for you. No one labeled you a failure because you stumbled. Falling was expected. Falling was part of the process. Each fall strengthened your legs, improved your balance, trained your brain. Without falling, walking would never happen. Success didn't arrive after failure disappeared. Success arrived because failure happened again and again until your body learned what worked. Somewhere along the way, as adults, we forgot this truth. We started expecting mastery without practice, victories without losses, success without struggle. That expectation alone crushes more dreams than lack of talent ever could. Look at Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb on his first try, or his 10th, or his 100th. He failed thousands of times. When asked about his failures, he didn't see them as defeats. He said he had discovered thousands of ways that didn't work. Each failure brought him closer to the solution. Each attempt refined his understanding. If Edison had believed failure was the opposite of success, the world might still be in the dark. Instead, he understood something most people don't. Failure is feedback. It's information. It tells you what needs to change, what needs to improve, what direction not to take again. Without that information, success is blind. Now think about how many people quit at the first sign of failure. One rejection letter and they decide they're not good enough. One business idea that doesn't work and they declare entrepreneurship isn't for them. One bad exam and they believe they're stupid. One failed relationship and they swear off love forever. But failure isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a lesson on your approach. When you fail, life isn't saying stop. Life is saying adjust. But adjustment requires humility, patience, and courage, qualities most people never develop because they never stay long enough in failure to grow them. Consider J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, she was rejected by 12 publishers. She was a single mother, struggling financially, battling depression, doubting herself constantly. Those rejection letters didn't mean she wasn't a writer. They meant her story hadn't found its place yet. Failure didn't push her away from success. It pushed her deeper into her craft. It forced her to refine, to persist, to believe when no one else did. Imagine if she had stopped after the third rejection. The world would have lost one of the most influential stories ever written. Failure didn't delay her success, it prepared her for it. This is the part people don't like to hear. Success is expensive, and failure is the currency. Every lesson costs something. Sometimes it costs time, sometimes money, sometimes pride, sometimes comfort. But the people who succeed aren't those who avoid paying the price. They're the ones who understand that the price is necessary. Failure strips away illusions. It humbles you. It forces you to confront your weaknesses. And that's uncomfortable. But discomfort is not destruction. It's construction. It's the gym where character is built. Now, when you fail, you are forced to look inward. You ask better questions. You become more aware. You stop blaming luck and start examining effort, strategy, consistency. Failure demands honesty, and honesty is the foundation of real growth. Success built without failure is fragile. It's based on luck, timing, or external validation. But success built through failure is solid. It's earned. It's resilient. It doesn't collapse at the first challenge because it has already survived many. Think about athletes. No champion wakes up one. Go day and dominates without ever losing. Every elite athlete has lost games, missed shots, been criticized, doubted, and injured. Those losses teach discipline. They teach endurance. They teach mental toughness. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. That failure didn't end his career. It ignited it. It gave him a reason to work harder than everyone else. The pain of that rejection fueled his obsession with excellence. Failure didn't close the door to greatness. It opened it. The same applies to your life. Your failures are not random. They are shaping you for something you can't yet see. Each setback is sharpening your skills, strengthening your mindset, preparing you for responsibilities you're not ready for yet. Success without failure would destroy you because you wouldn't have the capacity to handle it. Failure builds capacity. It expands your tolerance for pressure. It teaches patience. It builds emotional strength. It trains you to stay calm when things go wrong. That is why people who experience early, effortless success often crumble later. They never learned how to struggle. Here's a hard truth. The reason failure hurts so much is because you care, and caring is not a weakness. It's proof that what you're pursuing matters. The pain of failure is not meant to stop you. It's meant to shape you. Pain is a teacher. If you listen, it shows you where to improve. If you ignore it, you repeat the same mistakes. Successful people don't avoid pain. They learn from it faster. Think about learning any skill: public speaking, writing, business, fitness, relationships. The first attempts are awkward. You make mistakes. You feel embarrassed. You want to quit. But those early failures are not signs that you're bad. They are signs that you're new. Mastery only comes after repeated exposure to failure. Confidence is not built by winning all the time. Confidence is built by surviving losses and realizing you're still standing. Failure also builds empathy. People who have failed understand struggle. They lead better. They teach better. They connect deeper. They don't judge others quickly because they know how complex growth really is. Failure removes arrogance and replaces it with wisdom, and wisdom is far more valuable than talent. Now ask yourself this honestly: what would you attempt if you weren't afraid of failing? What dream have you delayed because you didn't want to look foolish? What opportunity did you avoid because rejection felt too painful? Most people aren't scared of hard work. They're scared of failure being seen. They're scared of judgment. But the truth is, people are too busy worrying about their own failures to focus on yours. And even if they do judge, their opinions don't shape your future. Your actions do. The real tragedy is not failing. The real tragedy is never trying. Because failure teaches, but regret haunts. Failure ends, but regret lingers. Years later, you won't regret the things that didn't work out as much as the chances you never took. Failure says, at least you tried. Regret says, you never gave yourself a chance. So here's the actionable truth you can use starting today. Stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what will failure teach me? Reframe failure as training, not punishment. When something doesn't work, don't quit. Analyze. Ask what went wrong, what you can improve, what you learned. Don't look back. Adjust your strategy, not your dream. Progress is not linear. It's messy. It's full of detours. But every detour adds experience. Next time you fail, pause instead of panicking. Breathe. Remind yourself that this moment is part of the process, not proof that the process is wrong. Write down the lesson. Make one small improvement, then try again. Momentum is built by persistence, not perfection. Understand this deeply. You are not behind. You are being built. Every failure is shaping the person who will eventually succeed. The version of you that reaches your goals will only exist because of the failures you're facing now. Without them, that version cannot be created. So don't run from failure. Walk straight through it, learn from it, respect it. Because one day, when you finally succeed, you'll look back and realize something powerful. Failure didn't block your path. It was the path. And every step you took through it was preparing you for the moment you're still becoming. If you're failing right now, you're not broken. You're in training. Keep going. So if you're standing in a moment right now where things didn't work out, if you feel tired, disappointed, or unsure of yourself, hear this clearly. You are not at the end of your story. You are in the middle of your becoming. This moment is not here to defeat you. It's here to define you. What feels like a setback today is quietly shaping the strength you'll need tomorrow. Don't wait for confidence to magically appear. Confidence is built by showing up again after you fail. Don't wait for motivation to feel ready. Readiness is created through action. Take the lesson from your failure, not the shame. What? Leave the guilt behind, but carry the wisdom forward. Decide right now that you will not let one moment, one mistake, or one loss decide the rest of your life. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing. Willing to try again. Willing to improve by 1%. Willing to stand back up even when no one is clapping for you yet. Success doesn't come to the lucky, it comes to the persistent, to the ones who keep going when quitting would be easier. So when you leave this video, don't just feel inspired, move. Take one action today that aligns with the life you want. Send the message. Start the plan. Practice the skill. Begin imperfectly. Because the future you're dreaming of isn't built by waiting for the perfect moment. It's built by imperfect steps taken consistently. Remember this. Failure is not a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're on the right road. And if you keep walking, learning, adjusting, refusing to quit, you will arrive. Not by accident, not by luck, but because you earned it. This is your journey. This is your moment. And your story is still being written.